Tell me I'm not all alone. The corridors are narrow and the rations miss the mark as we fly like Xeno's arrow past the sparkles in the dark. I think of home and what I miss is picnics in the park. Though send me away via subspace, chat me a line or two, because though we grow distantly, relativistically, I'm coming home to you.
Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Sorry about that. Somewhere upstream, it seems the internet cut out for a few minutes. That is the sort of thing that you can expect when some of your neighbors don't have power. Sometimes they're going to need to shut things down and do things like that. So maybe streaming tonight isn't the smartest idea, but I'm going to post these links again, and we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, like I said, even though those tornadoes hit within a few miles of here, tornadoes can be very narrow, and they did not hit where we live specifically. My daughter and I are fine. Our apartment is fine. I'm streaming to reassure you guys that everything is fine. And we have links there to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. This is not a formal fundraiser stream. I won't get alerts when you donate. I can't thank you, but my community will appreciate that. I need to mute so I Okay, sneeze complete. Wow, I am surprised I caught that in time. Okay, where were we? What we're gonna try and do today is we're gonna try and record an outro to episode 3, just to let people know I'm alive. I was gonna wait until Ren got me the, we need to go and use the bed. So, Ren Dog is supposed to get me a Luton 3 book, but I was able to go ahead and get a Luton 1 sword just by churning through enchantments on the enchanting table. How am I doing for inventory stuff? Leather souls, let's toss that in there. Okay, so I was going to wait an extra day to post my next video, but because people are asking me on YouTube if I'm okay and if I'm alive, I need to post something tomorrow, which is sooner than I had planned, but, you know, I'm getting a lot of comments on my last video saying, Joe, are you okay? And, whoa. Oh, no. At least he catches on fire now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of the setting up stream thing, video capture device, start recording. Hermitcraft, Season 7, Episode 3, Segment Kilo? Take 1. Well, y'all, this was a bit more of a time skip than usual. Usually time skips are going to be, 15 minutes or a day, and the difference between one day and the next isn't that broad. But this has been an eventful day. Last night, Nashville was hit by some tornadoes. At least 22 folks died. It was a serious thing. A lot of buildings were destroyed, businesses destroyed. Places that have a lot of sentimental value, restaurants and places that people congregate, churches, gone. And so even though I plan to end this episode after getting a proper Luton sword from Doc, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here just to let people know that I'm okay. My daughter and I are healthy and happy and fine. Our apartment was not hit. We are doing what we can to carry on. Schools are going to be closed for a little while. We're sorting out a lot of things. But I just wanted to let you guys know that we are fine. And so we're going to upload this episode tomorrow because I've been getting a lot of comments asking if we're fine, and I want to reassure people that we are. So that is what that's going to be. Episode 4, I'm probably going to talk about emergency preparedness. So be ready for that the next few days, because seeing my community deal with an emergency event at the same time that the whole world is preparing for a potential global pandemic, that seems like the sort of thing that maybe we should talk about. And we'll have some fun with it. There'll be some laughs. It's a serious subject, but we'll parse that as we go in as helpful and constructive a way as possible. Anyway, you may have noticed that this episode was mid-roll ad-free. And that is thanks to $50 a month Patreon sponsor Winnie T. Ford. In lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a poem of my own devising. Whirling winds and water, lash and lift and leave, debris and damage and desire, to reach out, respond, and rebuild. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. And if you want to help out Nashville, I'm going to have links in the description below with some of the photos of the damage that I took personally, as well as a link to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. This is not a formal fundraiser. I won't know who you give to or how much you give or anything like that, but that is a legitimate organization that you can independently verify and hopefully help out if you get the chance. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills. I already said that. You're great. Thank you. Thank you for caring about me. Thank you for caring about our city. Keep adventuring. We're going to stop the recording there. That is not the end of the stream. That is the end of that recording segment for episode 3. Okay. So, for anyone who wants, the links that I'm going to put in the video for tomorrow are here. Okay. So, for episode 4, we are going to start so in terms of episode 4, we have subject matter objectives and we have, process objectives. Okay, so we're behind the scenes now. I'm going to turn the face camera back on so you can see my face down here. We're going to remove the setting up stream thing. But anyway, this is me down here, slot 7. We're going to get a little bit more light on me. Now you can see me more clearly. Okay, so we had some tornadoes hit Nashville. That's what happened. So the next episode is going to be about emergency preparedness as its subject matter. And we are going to want to link to a few things on that. Traditionally, what I do is I go ahead and I create a new doc with the episode production number. So S70004, okay, would be the production code for the next episode. And we're going to want to link to ready.gov and specifically some of their resources about natural disasters and pandemics, right? Because Nashville got hit by a tornado, but everybody is getting ready for stuff, possibly, with other things. So, we've got ready.gov/pandemic we're going to want to link to and talk about. And we've got just other things, too. Avalanche, earthquakes, hurricanes, severe weather, tornadoes. Yeah, here. You know? So, ready.gov/tornadoes. We're going to want things on emergency plan for families. So, evacuation, emergency kits, type of stuff. So, things that go in your emergency kit. Here, we're going to link this. So this is the sort of thing that's going to come up in the next episode. We're going to go through that list of stuff that you might have on hand: water, non-perishable food, first aid kit, prescription medicines, extra batteries, matches, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, paper plates, plastic cups and utensils, paper towels, battery-powered or hand-cranked radio, sleeping bag, flashlights, whistle, manual can opener, local maps, pet and service animal supplies, baby supplies, extra pair of eyeglasses. Let's see. Oh, interesting. They've got links for kids as well as links for parents. This is the same list, but with a cartoon on it for kids. Whoops. I'm going to post that again without... I think I need to remove that, yeah. Yeah, there are electric can openers. I've never owned one, but they are a thing. So so the thing is, a lot of the preparations people were doing for coronavirus, stocking up on non-perishable food, water, stuff like that, ended up coming in handy with this tornado that hit Nashville. So it's one of those things where, like, even if you're like, well, what if I prepare for this and then it doesn't happen? It's like, well, maybe something else will happen and you'll still be prepared, So that is something to think about. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of what we are thinking about today. And this episode needs to be fun. I'm not in a fun mood right now. So what we're doing kind of to some degree is we are gathering the materials we need to be in a fun mood tomorrow to make that episode. Yeah, that is not an acceptable name for this channel. Like, your comment was fine, but your name is not an acceptable name. If you have an offensive name, you're going to get banned. Yeah, being prepared is the Scout motto. So, yeah. New Jersey Coffee Junkie says, we haven't thought about this since Hurricane Sandy, Crazy Beans 111 says, what kind of mood are you in? Well, here, I walked around a little bit today. We were waiting to get clearance to enter a building to help get some of the stuff out. But basically the building was ruled a total loss and unsafe to enter, so we did not do that. But while we were waiting to get clearance to enter the building, I took some pictures of the surrounding area. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm in a grateful mood. I'm personally grateful that my family is safe, that my home is safe, but, seeing other people's homes destroyed today and seeing people's businesses and places of work destroyed, it puts me in a contemplative mood. And I'm trying to figure out how best to make this helpful to people for episode 4 of Hermitcraft. We're going to talk about... So Scorching Orion Gaming says, Joe, have you worried about the coronavirus? Well, that's part of what makes this episode relevant to everybody. So what we're thinking about doing... I don't know that Memphis was hit. Nashville was hit. There's a link to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund in there. There's 77 unaccounted people in Putnam County. Jeez. Oh, that is crazy. Anyway. So the thing is, the idea of talking about preparing for coronavirus, a lot of the things that you would do to prepare for coronavirus would also prepare you for a hurricane or an earthquake or some other sort of natural disaster that you should probably maybe be ready for anyway. What if there's a bad ice storm and the power lines goes out? That sort of thing. And so that is the sort of thing that we want to cover in episode 4 of Hermitcraft Season 7. Just kind of generally why we want to cover rational natural disaster preparedness, rational pandemic preparedness, because there's so much overlap between these things that you end up just being better able to help people if you don't need help yourself. You know, not everybody's going to go out there and be able to stock up on food and water before a disaster hits. But if you did, and your house is fine and you still have water, well, you can throw those jugs of water in the car and bring them to people who need them, you know? You can be a contributor to the relief effort. It's not all about hoarding and getting things for yourself and your family, but it's nice that if your family does need things because you are directly impacted by the disaster, that you don't have to worry about how soon help will get there to the same degree. But if you're not directly affected, you can help others in your community who are before the, National Guard and all them show up. Okay, so yeah, the government's going to show up with food and water trucks eventually, but what about people who need Gatorade or water today, tomorrow? What about stuff like that? Electrolytes are really important during, for kids especially. Especially if people are sick. It's flu season right now. So, people who lose power during flu season with sick kids, yeah. If you're 3 blocks away and you know somebody who's hurting, you can throw stuff in your car, bring it over. You can throw it in a backpack and bring it over, So being ready for disasters doesn't have to be this weird bunker mentality. It can just be, hey, I want to be able to help my community if needed. And I mean, I lived in Florida for a couple of years, and we saw some bad storms when I was younger. So it's not like this stuff is entirely new to me, but it is, when you're dealing with it today, when you're looking at it today, like I said, I was, it's the sort of thing that you think about more than usual. Because, I mean, honestly, at the same time, if you saw a book about vampires today, you'd be like, hey, I've been thinking about vampires recently. So yeah, me walking around, so I'm going to keep posting this link to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. You can independently verify that that's a real thing. This is not a formal fundraiser for them. I don't have stuff set up to track donations or whatever based on that link. But Tuesday is not my normal stream night. I don't expect donations on a Tuesday. So, this does not have to be it's not going to affect my budget if I don't make any money tonight. Just give it to them. Because a lot of my neighbors need it more than I do. And unfortunately, the thing is, a city the size of Nashville, we don't always know individually the people who are going to need help. So it's up to foundations like that to take care of that for us. If you gave me the money myself, I wouldn't know where to put it other than into a foundation like that at the moment. Yeah, ice storms can cause you to go days without power. Tullahoma, Tennessee, where I used to live, the year before we moved there from Florida, went without power for 2 weeks in some places because of an ice storm that just knocked out basically every power line. It's that's all you really need to have a 2-week disruption to power is all of your power lines going down. That'll do it. So, yeah, we've got these resource kits for parents versus kids, first aid kit, prescription medication and glasses, sleeping bag or warm blanket, change of clothes to last at least 3 days, matches and waterproof container, fire extinguisher, wrench or pliers to turn off utilities. Yeah, being able to turn off your gas line if there's an earthquake can be a huge thing. A lot of this stuff is just basic stuff that, honestly, one of the things I'm hoping to talk about in this episode is how many of these things that you could use outside of an emergency to just go camping. Having an extra flashlight. Well, now you have a flashlight when you go camping so you don't kill your cell phone battery. Getting a solar charger or a extra battery for your phone, hey, that's good for when you go to conventions or when you go other places, you know? So, Tech Geek says, do you know anywhere in Nashville I can volunteer to help relief efforts this weekend? Hands on Nashville is going to be your place. So I'm going to post that, Hands on Nashville, HON.org. If you live in the Nashville area and are able to volunteer, I'm responsible for my daughter this weekend, and I'm not sure how much boots on the ground stuff I'm going to be able to personally do. But yeah. So here's the other thing is, once there's a disaster, all the stores run out of everything. This is why you got to, get this stuff in advance. And right now, basically, I'm kind of ranting or rambling about what the contents of the next episode will be, but when we actually start recording it, it'll be stuff like this. It'll be a lot of stuff like this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, I don't care if the Ender Dragon moved to Russia and sold them our nuclear secrets. That is not the sort of thing that you need to post a million times. You're going in timeout. Does this person have more than one account? Okay. Yeah. No, we're not making bug out boxes in Minecraft. We're just going to be talking about general emergency preparedness. Although constructing one where we name items, visually creating a kit in Minecraft is actually a really good suggestion, Aniki. That was not what I planned to do, but in a lot of ways, that is incredibly visually solid. That is going to be something people like. So, yeah, so like if I wanted to take this checklist of like emergency supplies and be like 3-day supply of non-perishable fruit, I could use food. Can opener, I guess I could put like shears in there. Paper plates, I could use a wooden bowl. Water, put buckets in. First aid kit, I don't have potions. Prescription medication and glasses, I don't have anything for that. Sleeping bag or warm blanket, I guess I could put in a Minecraft bed. Yeah, I don't know. Good night, Katya Pantera. South Carolina Juris Doctorate writes, how about trivia? Decades ago, it was illegal to build a house in Virginia without a bathtub, so you had a place to store potable water in case of an emergency. That is good to know. Compass would actually be smart to put in there. Potions would be good for medications. I just don't have... use potion as a med kit. Yeah, I don't have any... what do we call those things? I don't have any blaze rods. I guess maybe that could be part of the episode, is going to get blaze rods. So let's actually consider this. This might not be a intrinsically bad idea. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create some barrels real quick. And we are going to make some birch signs, because birch makes the best signs. Okay. Well, we need that there. So we're going to have to do Lays rods for potions. What else? Change of clothes. We could make those out of leather. To do extra beds. Okay. Let's see. So for first aid kit, that's the potions. Matches in a waterproof container, that'd be flint and steel. Fire extinguisher, that could be sand. Wrench or pliers, I don't think we're going to make an actual wrench or radio. Flashlights could be torches. Fireworks for flares is actually smart. Cell phone with charger, whistle. Some of these things we're going to have to just name things in an anvil. Realistically. Cash or traveler's checks, emergency reference materials, family documents, pet supplies, paper and pencil, books and games or puzzles. Let kids pick those out yourself. Child's favorite stuffed animal, security blanket, pet food, and extra water for your pet. Okay. So, yeah, wrench could just be iron tools. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know what you're doing here. Oh, records for the a record player for the emergency radio. That's actually a good one. Dust mask, plastic sheeting, and duct tape to help filter contaminated air. Oh, to do solar panel. Okay. Yakose says, "You're a good dude, Joe. I just started watching Hermitcraft, introduced most of you, and you stood out as a selfless person. I want to commend you for that. Glad you're okay." Well, thank you for the $10, Yakose. As I mentioned earlier, this is not a night I normally stream on, so I appreciate donations to myself, and I'm definitely going to track them toward face camera donations, but y'all are welcome to donate to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund as well, or instead. I'm going to post links there to my photographs I took personally of the damage. I was over there trying to help today. The building we were trying to help folks out in basically was condemned. We weren't allowed to go in to help them get their stuff out. But that gave us extra time to take pictures, and hopefully if any of the pictures I took help people be convinced of a need to donate to help the area, then I will have accomplished something today. But once again, this is not a formal fundraising stream. I don't have an API set up to get alerts when you donate. That's just you doing good for you and for the community. So this is not a crazy concept for a stream, though. Oh, I've got top chat on instead of live chat. Sorry, YouTube people. When it restarted, it did not work properly. Okay. Yeah, so because of the tornadoes in Tennessee, we're going to talk about emergency preparedness in our next episode. My family is fine. My apartment is fine. Glass of water. Bottled water is something we can make. Ben Mad Scientist donated $2. That brings us to 19 out of 20 toward our next face camera expansion, who says, "Thoughts on Nezarite and the Fall of Diamond?" I love autumn, and an autumn of diamonds sounds amazing. Thank you, Ben, for your thoughts. Dragon Infinity, Joe, how are you and your family holding up? Wishing you nothing but safety. We were very fortunate. Not everybody in our community has been fortunate in the same way, which is why I'm posting these links to the Emergency Response Fund if folks want to pitch in toward the community. So, yeah. Golden apples for first aid kit is not a bad suggestion. Brandy Russ, this is the worst says this is the worst Tennessee disaster in a long time. We are usually blessed and get missed. I know there's been some bad tornadoes in Middle Tennessee and Tennessee before, but luckily Nashville, or not luckily, fortunately Nashville is located in a we're surrounded by hills, and we don't normally get impacted in the same way some places do by storms, but unfortunately in this case it wasn't enough. Sometimes storms do still touch down in Nashville, and yesterday night or this morning was one case where they did. Okay. So we're going to want to start with certain fundamentals in place here. Can I take... Yeah, we're going to take 3 of these and fashion an anvil here. We're going to need to be able to name things for this whole thing. Okay, yeah, that's a bad place for that. So, we are currently setting up for our 4th episode of Hermitcraft. Okay. Yeah, so that Twitter link is actually a whole thread full of photos I took, not just one tweet. Do I have gunpowder to make fireworks to stand in for flares? That is a good question. So what I want to do probably is to gather a bunch of the materials into... I could actually use glowstone lamps as our flashlights, even though they don't work that way in game. It's, yeah, redstone lamps there. Okay. So we'll start with some of the materials already in here, and then we'll have other materials that we will add throughout. So sometimes it's more visually simple to kind of go in here and be like, well, we've already got 1 gallon of water. So we've already got 1 gallon of water, or whatever. We'll worry about that. So we'll intro and say, well, we've already got water bottles and we've already got some extra water and flashlight. But what else goes in our emergency kit? Those are the things everybody knows, you know. And then we'll say, okay, well, you need a way to start fire. You need fuel. You need this. You need that. That sort of thing. Using a lantern for the flashlight would also be smart. But label apples as golden apples as medication isn't a bad idea. I do think getting a potion stand as part of the episode would add a little bit of drama. Helpful Corn says, Joe, are you okay after that huge tornado in Nashville? I personally am fine, but not everybody in my community is. I'm going to post a link to some pictures I took, as well as a link to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund, if you would like to. Yeah, flint and steel going in there would be a sound choice indeed. So, where I could have sworn I had a flint and steel. Labeling these diamonds extra cash would probably actually be... Yeah, we got some extra cash, a flashlight, some gallon jugs of water. But what else do we need for our emergency preparedness kit? You know. Okay. Okay, so we are going to start storing steak down here. And taking the extra chicken, storing it here. So, let's go name the apples dehydrated fruit. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick a bunch of this stuff that we don't imminently need. Or the stuff that we're going to put into the box as we go, we're going to start storing in here. And then move it over as we go. That makes sense. A lot of chicken. A lot of chicken. We're in good shape there. Okay, let's take some of these with us. Drop the extra steak in there. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So, creating some written books might actually be a good thing. You know, activity books for kids, crossword puzzles, that sort of stuff. I'm not going to prank somebody. I'm preparing for my next episode about emergency preparedness. So we're going to have books, but then it's also, where did I put those feathers? I killed so many chickens. We have, yeah, so we're gonna label these as coloring books, basically. Using sticks as pretzel sticks is clever. I like that. Is it over here that the feathers ended up? No. 52 pieces of paper as a deck of cards is actually really funny. I really like that suggestion. Naming 52 pieces of paper deck of cards is brilliant. Redstone block as a generator, you know. Yeah. Map of the local area. We need a map of the local area. That's a good suggestion. I have a map in here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. These are buried treasure maps. Somewhere, though, I did have an actual map of the local area. Well, we can always make a map of the local area with just straight up... is that gonna... No, it's not gonna directly work. Empty map. Okay. So we can go name this map of the local area. Okay. So we're going to stage all the stuff that we've named, but we haven't gotten, that we're not ready for yet. Having an actual workbench over here is probably going to be helpful in the short and or long term. Yeah, so let's make at least one book and quill. Coloring book, puzzle book. Yeah. How would I do this? How would I make an actual coloring book or a puzzle book in here? Okay, that's something we're going to do during the stream. We're going to try and make a coloring book and a puzzle book with ASCII art, okay? We're going to come back to that. Pretzel sticks is brilliant. So we're going to put those in here. Pretzel sticks, dehydrated fruit. The changes of clothes we're going to want to do with the armor. We can make extra leather armor of various things. A sword is survival knife. It's an interesting concept. A compass is legitimately helpful on its own, but we are low on actual, what do you call those things? You could read a popular novel or an unpopular novel. Or Stitch in Time by Andrew J. Robinson. Oh, I don't have room for that. Okay. Carpets as blankets are a great suggestion. A first aid book actually is a suggestion as a legitimate thing. First aid handbook. Nether brick as a walkie-talkie is inspired. Let's come over here. We'll just go ahead and make this a radio. No. No, actually I don't like that idea. Because we're gonna use the jukebox as a radio. Banners as a tent, string as rope. Toilet paper is a great suggestion. Oh, let's go ahead and name that deck of cards. Let's see if we have enough. Yeah, so we're gonna put 52 cards in here in a stack here, and name this deck of cards. There you go. Cooked beef as assorted jerky. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Beef jerky is a good one. Sewing kit is helpful, but it's not immediately helpful. Do I have a mob grinder set up? That's actually a great suggestion for something we could do during the episode. Mob grinder. Okay. So we're going to start the episode with just 3 items in here, just as an example. And then we'll say, but there's a lot more that we could add. And then we'll add certain things from our inventory. This is the buffer for our inventory. Some of the items, though, we're going to have to adventure to get. We're going to have to go get blaze rods to make a potion thing. We're going to have to go breed sheep to get extra beds. We're going to have to go get a solar panel. We're going to have to make a mob grinder to name things. Sea cucumbers as pickled food. That's fun. That's a fun suggestion. Redstone torches as matches. Vicky Delta Lima coming in hot. That is a great suggestion. Redstone torches as matches. I love it. So, let's go ahead. we also, so we're going to go ahead and get these bowls here as disposable plates. Yeah, disposable cookware or servingware. Waterproof matches. Yes, we are going to get to waterproof matches. Just give me a second. Okay, let's grab some more sticks out of here for now. This needs to go in the anvil. Trident as a fork. No, a trident is the opposite of a disposable fork. Waterproof matches. Okay. This whole idea of visually constructing the kit is actually really, really smart. List of local emergency shelters. Yeah, the thing is that is going to change dynamically. That's where the radio really comes in. Treats are going to be important. Let's see. Gas tier, that's good for making potions. Saddle, flint and steel. Okay, yeah. Fire starter. Hey, Will Lowe just donated $2 and says Trident Fork. That brings us to $21. So we are going to say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, we are just going to hang out here. Cool. We're going to flip this to our offhand so my green screen tank top shows up. Like I said, sorry I'm not as enthusiastic as usual, but this is not my normal stream day. This is normally my day off. I'm only streaming because a lot of folks were leaving comments on YouTube asking if I was okay, and I wanted to let them know that I am. A lot of people in my city are not. Here are pictures of the damage and where you can donate money to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. This is not a formal fundraiser stream. I don't get an alert when you donate the money. It's just something that you have the option to do if you would like. Please independently verify every donation link anyone ever sends you. If you're like, are these guys legit? There are ways to find out. Go verify that the CFMT is real. What is the CFMT? Okay, well, let's go to Google. CFMT. The Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. Okay, so how do I know that they are real or not? Well, let's see. We've got an address here. We have things that we could cross-reference against national registries of nonprofits. That would be a good way to do that. So, okay, they've got community reports. They have a board of directors. They have FAQs. You can independently look at their financials. These are all things you should do before donating. I appreciate that y'all might trust me, but you shouldn't trust everybody. So, that is a thing that you can do. CHD Returns donates $5, who says, Redstone Repeater as a power bank. Interesting. I like that idea. So the thing is, though, maybe it could just be a block of redstone as the power bank, though. And then, yeah, so Nashville was hit by at least one. It's unclear if it was the same tornado skipping around or two tornadoes following the same pattern. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not going to argue with people about how many tornadoes it was, but it was bad. And that happened in the last, 18 hours. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna call this power. Is power bank a thing? We'll call this rechargeable battery. There we go. And we'll put that in here. No, Nashville was not hit by a truck. Rotten flesh is beef jerky. No, I want to do something appetizing. We're going to go with the steak for the beef jerky. We need to go get brewing stands. Will Lowe says, trust no one, donates $2. Whenever somebody asks you for money, you owe it to yourself and the people that you are trying to help to verify it, okay? So there were people that were hurt by this tornado, people who lost their homes, people who lost their businesses. And if you want to help them, you owe it to them to make sure that the place you're giving the money to is real, okay? You don't want to... You letting yourself get scammed doesn't just hurt you, it hurts them. So I try to be a trustworthy person. I try to verify everything. You should check my work before you give. That's just advice I'm going to give anyone. When we did our leukemia and lymphoma stream, I'm like, okay, this organization has been around for decades. Here, you can find them in magazine articles. You can go to a library, pull an article from a magazine decades ago, and see that this place exists. You can verify that they have existed as the same organization since then. Because I want people to be confident when they give. But anyway. Using pie seeds, though, as... Using leather as bandages is... Ooh, yeah, that's smart. Dang it. I need that back. We're going to take these leather here, and... No, wait, no, we need that in the naming thing. Sorry, this is an invite-only server, and I do not control the invites. Okay. So, realistically, in order to keep naming things, we're going to need to build a mob grinder. In order to make potions, we're going to need to go get blaze rods. In order to make extra beds, we're going to need to breed sheep. To make the record player, we're going to need to get a diamond at least. Solar panel, we need quartz for. I think that we have quartz out up here above. Did I bring a boat with me? I did not. The thing is, I've got enough random boats around here. Also, let's go ahead and just harvest some of this stuff while we're here. Okay, good. I need this stuff for episode 5. So I've also started planning episode 5. So episode 4 is going to be about emergency preparations for disasters. Episode 5 is going to be hopefully me setting up my leather and steak shop on the server. But I was hoping to start selling steak earlier, but realistically, I want to do this emergency preparation thing while it's fresh on my mind. Because, yeah, it's on my mind. That's what happens when something's on my mind. I try to resolve it. But I have so many cows. So many cows. So many cows. 2 raw beef. Okay. So... Seeds as pills is a great suggestion. We do have some pumpkins. Yeah, I was like, oh no, I've got cocoa beans, but I don't have any jungle wood logs. And then I was like, wait, my masts are all made of jungle wood. So, yeah. We're gonna go ahead. Just collect all this for right now. Vin Show Ken, as I pointed out in the last stream, I'm tired of people saying about me, Joe Hills, if he's so smart, why isn't he rich? I want to prove to them that it's a life choice that I have made. And the best way to do that is to get rich. Because nobody's going to believe me that it was a choice if I don't demonstrate that I could do it. Oh, wooden shovel as a wooden spoon for the utensils. That is smart. Vitamins would be of any use, so... Yeah, pumpkin seeds as pills or vitamins would be smart. Yeah, logs or coal as firewood or charcoal or what do you call it? Grill fuel would be smart. How are we on stuff here? We are doing okay. Inflatable raft isn't normally something you need in a disaster unless you live in a really flood-prone place. Yeah, it was a powerful tornado. I'm going to keep posting these links again and again. Here are the photos I took of some damage that I witnessed. I was only able to visit one site. I wasn't just there as an onlooker. I was there trying to help some folks who were trying to get stuff out of their building. But the building was basically ruled too dangerous to enter, so we weren't able to go in. In the meantime, while the professionals were determining if the building was safe to enter, I walked around the block and took some pictures. So there are pictures in that thread. That's a whole thread of tweets, not just one. So feel free to check those out. I do not recommend anyone just sightsee in a disaster area. I was there with by request to help specific people. So, yeah. Yeah, change of underclothes is going to be extra leather, definitely. So, yeah, dyeing some leather trousers would be a good thing to do. Okay. Okay. I'm going to name some of these hay bales boxes of spaghetti. Spaghetti. Can I spell that? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going to come back and make some leather equipment after. Allie Edwards says, was Joe affected at all by the tornado? Does anyone know? We were not directly impacted where I live. My family and I are fine. Thank you for asking. But not everybody in the community is so fortunate, and that's part of why we are talking about emergency preparedness in episode 4 of Hermitcraft. We are currently doing the legwork to start collecting the things we need for that episode. Would lava be the spaghetti sauce? That's maybe a good suggestion. Okay, so let's go ahead and harvest these while we have time. So we actually did get a complaint from server administrator Isuma about the number of cattle today. I was like, I'm going to clear them as soon as I get a Luton sword. I only got a Luton 1 sword, because Doc hasn't delivered the Luton 3 one, but we need to clear those cattle out before they start causing real problems for the rest of the server. So, we are going to do a cull at some point. I already started the cull, really, but... Flower pots as disposable cups is a really smart one. Okay. Is anybody online who is traditionally a sleeper? No, of course not. It's up to us to go to sleep. Isuma posted a screenshot of my cows and was like, is this a prank or a bug? And I was like, neither. It me. Joe Hills. I'll fix it. Because Isuma can see, like, if something is lagging the server, like if a particular area is troublesome when it's loaded, yeah, he has some transparency into that for server administration reasons. And it is irresponsible of me to leave those things as a problem. Okay. So, I love the idea, though, of... Oh no, my Silk Touch shovel isn't going to be able to get... Oh no, the clay that I want to turn into bricks to make flower pots is going to not work with this shovel. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll worry about that next. We're going to worry about, like, one thing at a time. Okay, it is 9:34 p.m. right now. So the thing is, even though I'm not tired yet, I still need to edit the episode 3 for tomorrow. So the way it'll work is we'll actually record... We're doing prep for episode 4 tomorrow. Or, we're doing prep for episode 4 tonight. We'll record episode 4 on the live stream tomorrow. And then that'll probably go live around... See, tomorrow's going to be Wednesday night. So, yeah, probably around Friday. Okay, do I have too many seeds? I have way too many seeds, yes. Use saplings as lettuce. I don't know about using ink as iodine for water purification. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but water purification tablets are a good idea. Yeah, I am safe, Java Edition. Thank you for asking. I did not see the tornado in person, but I witnessed the damage in person this morning. I was asked to help some people get some equipment out of a building. And unfortunately, the building was not ruled safe to enter, so we were unable to assist. Yeah, flint and steel's in the disaster kit, don't worry. Redstone tripwire hook is a water filter. That's an interesting one. Bone meal for powdered milk also is interesting. Wait, somebody named Ray is leaving, and you're saying, good night, Ray, sleep well, do crimes. It would be Ray, do crimes. Come on. Come on, their name is Ray. Bye, Ray, do crimes. See, yeah. Thank you, Rose Tunnicliffe. You got it. Play Night in the Woods, everybody. Play Night in the Woods. The chickens might cause lag, too. I can't imagine how. Well, so the thing about the chickens... So every so often we just do this, and then we throw a bunch of eggs in there. And we start over. Yeah, Lazy Cat Haru, I see all the comments. I'm omnividient. Ugh, I can't reach those chicken in the middle, but I don't care enough to get them. Sorry, you guys. No, I'm gonna sell all the eggs in a mischief store. Cursedaudio.exe. Yeah. Use sugar as ionizing powder. Interesting. Yeah, so I got a message from someone this morning that was like, Joe, you need to post on Twitter that you're alive. And I'm like, wait, what? Why? And they're like, well, because people might be worried that you're not. And I was like, why would they be worried I'm not alive? I know I'm alive. Okay. And then I posted the thing on Twitter saying, hey, I'm okay. Not everybody in my community is. Here's how you can help. And somebody took that and posted it to Reddit. And my tweet that says I'm alive has like 2,900 upvotes on Reddit now. And I was just like, how is me being alive that newsworthy? I mean, like, yeah. Cool, that's cool. And I told my daughter that. I was like, yeah, a lot of, over 2,000 people were excited that I was alive. And she was just like, well, they care about you. And I'm like, okay. But okay, that's weird. I'm not used to thinking about things in that way. I just assume people assume I'm alive. So that's fine, but I guess when there is an emergency, yeah. That's how it is. So anyway, so here is that link once again to my photos of the damage I took and the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry. So, and that's part of why we're doing this stream tonight, to remind people, because there were a lot of people on YouTube who don't use Twitter who are posting like, is Joe okay? And I'm like, I don't have time to respond to every one of these comments. I'm dealing with this stuff in person right now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we have 60 extra feathers and some extra uncooked chicken. Go cook. Oh, wow. That's one of the things about this, is like we're at this point where like all the stuff we have to harvest, we don't have an automated way to do it yet. And so we are kind of at the point where we can't run all of our farms simultaneously. Now, Doc is trying to go out of his way to like force automation. Be like, you got to automate all of the things immediately to demonstrate you are the farm animal that can eat the cans of aluminum and tin. And I'm just like, how about we keep making the farm bigger until it's too big, and then we'll be like, now's a good time to make this farm automatic. I try to, Wilden Nelson. I try to. That's why we're making episode 4 about preparing for emergencies. Okay, so this needs to go in my offhand. There we go. We'll put this in our Leather Souls shop box. I've got a box for the shop I want to create, as well as for my... I've got 2 ideas for shops, and we'll get to those in the latter half. Latter half. Where's my ladders at? Boom. Latter half of the week. Okay. Yeah, don't be annoying. If you're annoying, you get timed out or banned. Furta5 says, what are you doing here? I'm preparing for my next Hermitcraft episode, which is going to be about creating emergency preparedness kits. We've got some stuff that'll be in the kit to start, and then we got some stuff we're going to throw in, like dehydrated fruit, bandages, boxes of spaghetti, rechargeable battery, map of the local area, waterproof matches, fire starters, beef jerky, deck of cards. But then we've got a whole to-do list of stuff we need to gather during the episode. Like, we need blaze rods for potions. How do we get those? Maybe we need to go to the nether. Do I have armor capable of taking me to the nether? That's questionable. Maybe we'll get armor. So we're going to kind of climb the tech tree of the game in the process of getting the things we need to do this. I am in Nashville, Social Security Colby, who says, I live close by at Hendersonville. I got the warnings. It was scary. Glad to hear you're safe. Saw some of the damage nearby. Much love from Hendersonville. Well, thank you very much, Social Security Colby. Glad to have you. Alrighty. I'm always happy to pronounce people's names correctly. No worries. Yeah, John C. Toon Airport is a mess. A whole bunch of private planes were just like completely like flipped over or thrown into each other there. One of my friends who is in training to be a pilot, well, he's a pilot now. He's trying to get his instrumental certification. Like, one of the planes that he uses for his training was actually destroyed, it looks like. So, it's not just like a bunch of... So yeah, you hear like, oh, a bunch of planes got destroyed at this airport. Well, it's not all super rich people's personal planes that were destroyed. It's like some of them are planes that were used by students who are trying to, gather skills and make their lives better and stuff. And that's really unfortunate. So anyway, I feel like we are in a good place towards starting the episode. We have just enough of the things that we need. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and grab some of this and actually create some armor. Now, I want to see with these cocoa beans I have, does that turn into brown dye or is it brown dye? Okay, so you have to convert it to dye. Good to know. So, like, let's convert some of these beans to dye. So if I wanted to dye leather pants brown, they basically still look the same. But if we take some of this ink sacs here and make black dye. So that's now black pants, but if we throw... Now we got some dark... Okay. So I think what we need to do is make a few pants like this. Because how many cow heads do we have? This is going to be for episode 5. For episode 5, we're going to need some cow armor stands. We might need to use Cleo's armor stand book technique, which I think we call statues. Is that the way we do it? Let's try signing it. Statues. Did it work? Does it have to have content? Okay, good. So, we're going to put that in there too. Whoops, no. That in there too. So, we are currently preparing for episode 4 and episode 5 to a lesser degree. So, we're going to need to drop that in there, that in there. Because we're going to make some armor stands with cows on them for our leather and steak shop. We're going to need another barrel. Yeah, Leather Souls will be the name of that shop. I think that's a good name for a shop. So let's go ahead and craft that. Oak planks, additional barrels. Oh, that's not ideal. Ideally, we want these to be like stacked up that way. Cool. So, let's grab... We're going to need enough to actually make 4 sets of pants then. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 sets of boots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll replace that on the ground. Get those in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This seems like roughly cow-colored to me. Why are you making a leather shop? Because people might want to buy cows and cow-related things. Ooh, we are now out of the dye, though, that we need. So let's put what we got that is dyed in here. We'll put the rest in there for safekeeping, but we are going to need to come back once we get more of that delectable ink that people just eat up. Nom nom nom. Nom nom, that ink. Okay. So we have a really... I was going to say sound foundation for starting episode 4 and preparing for episode 5. Which is... These are good things to do on a day off that we are working. Like I said, I normally would not stream on Tuesday, but because of the natural disaster and people's concern about my well-being, I wanted to let them know, hey guys, it's cool, I'm here. So, yeah, we're doing that. How many... Do you have to do this to get armor... Or do you have to do the cooked stone slabs to get the armor stands? Ooh. Extra toilet paper actually could be used for some of these. Did I mean to make 8 pants? What? I thought I only made... Boo, you're right. I meant to make helmets. Oh, no, we don't need helmets. Because we have... You know what? We'll add more of these later. Hide user on the channel. Glad I said your name right. Glad to make you smile. Oh, you move all of something into a chest by, like, holding one of it and then double-clicking the rest while holding shift. Like that. Okay, so let's try to make a bunch of these. Is that going to give us armor stands? What's the recipe for armor stands these days? One smooth slab and 6 sticks. Oh, so that was too many smooth slabs? No. Okay. There we go. Now we're thinking with portals. Portals! Boom. Okay. So we'll add those there. Let's see if, yeah. Disposable dishes. From an environmental standpoint, I don't normally keep anything like this. for day-to-day use. But for emergency use, where water rationing becomes important, having an extra stack of a few dozen plates or something like that, bowls that you can just throw away, can be very important. So yeah, don't just use disposable dishes all the time because you're lazy. But in an emergency situation, preserving water, especially like drinkable, potable water, clean water, that can be more of a boon for the local environment than not generating extra waste. Water filters are something that is on the list. We're going to come back to those. Okay. Okay. We're just talking about, we're going to do an episode on emergency preparedness because Nashville was hit by a tornado and a lot of people's homes and businesses were destroyed. And some of that is going to overlap with general coronavirus preparation as well. So, yeah. Yeah, school is canceled for all of Davidson County, which is Nashville, tomorrow. That's fine. I have plans made in advance for that sort of thing. Okay. So, here we go. We got some extra stuff. Beetroot stew as spaghetti sauce is actually pretty funny. I really like that. Okay, so anyway, it is starting to get late, guys. We have finished recording episode 3. I need to edit that tonight, and it's getting late. We have assured everybody that we are fine. I'm going to go ahead and post those links one last time to the photos of the damage I took and where you can donate to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. Let's see if there's anybody awake to raid right now. Twitch.tv/following. Let's go over to mixer.com real quick. Following. Hey, Manta DeRay is playing Celeste. He's the one that performed the Asuma Be Void song for our Civil War episode where Cleo and I made fun of Asuma Be Void. So definitely go ahead and check him out. Say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills Raid here. So until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.